is introducing a couple of new concepts. One of them we already covered, and that is using this word here, come. Let me get my pen. This is, I think, pencil tool. No. Yeah. Come. Which, if you're going to translate it, it means how much or how many. How much or how many. And what we notice that after come, you have a noun. It's in the singular form, and it takes two fathas at the end of it. Two fathas at the end of it. جيد. So for example, أخٌ, brother. كم أخًا لك يا محمد. How many brothers do you have, O Muhammad? And previously studied that when you're talking about a family member or person, or let's say a family member, then you will say laka. And when you're talking about an object, you will say indaka. You will say indaka. So here you have laka because the question was about brother. Read. So then the answer comes quite clearly. Li. Li. Akhun wahidun. And wahidun over here, one brother, it's actually emphasis. But because in actual fact you don't need it. If he said li akhun, it might be enough for someone to understand, but to emphasize it, is being described with a na'at, and as this is in the singular form, this word is singular, this word is also singular, this word has two dhammas, this also has two dhammas, this is mudhakkar, this is also mudhakkar. Jayyid. We actually finished speaking about come and the word that comes straight after it in the previous lesson. So we're going to move on to the second part of this Dars al-Thamin Ashar, the focus, which is describing something or speaking about something in the dual form. So when there are two of something, it sounds like there's some disturbance in the background. So maybe we could try to cut out that background, inshallah, the background noise. That'll be good. Oh, okay. It says my volume is really low. Is it still, guys? Is the volume still very low, guys? Let me see if I can. Okay, Akhi Muzammil, there's like some background noise. Sounds like. Okay, say that again. I think my mic was on mute for a second for some reason. No problem. So you add alif. So what I was saying was that so far we have learnt that in the Arabic language you have two groups of words of nouns: the singular words, singular nouns, and plural nouns. Singular being mufrad, and that's what we learned from the very first lesson. And we also have al-jam', plural. No. Akhi Muzammil, if you could just check on the list, inshallah, just encourage the sisters to join us via the other source. Is it Mixler, right? I think Mixler's playing. Is Mixler playing, Akhi Kareem? If it is, then we can, inshallah, just send that link to the sister and then she can go into that rather than being amongst the brothers. Okay. So we have singular, mufrad, and we have jam', which is plural. So singular is obviously is one of something. In the case as we have over here, akhun wahidun, one brother. And for jam', taban, we have all the plurals that we learn in Dars al-Thalith Ashar and Athani Ashar, if I'm not mistaken, the plurals of those words. Now, in actual fact, in Arabic language, plural starts from 3 and above. Why? Because in the Arabic language, there is the option for 2 as a separate word formation, and it is any noun that has alif and noon after it. Okay? So, for example, here we have the word ukhtun, ukht, sister. The questioner says, وَكَمْ أُخْتًا لَكَ وَكَمْ أُخْتًا لَكَ. How many sisters do you have? Notice how after the word come, you have a noun. That noun is in the singular form, and it takes 2 fathas at the end of it. وَكَمْ أُخْتًا لَكَ. How many sisters do you have? So he says, li, I have, ukht, and then he adds alif and noon with a kasra, li ukhtani. Li ukhtani. And that means 2 sisters. Jayyid. 2 sisters. So quite simply, after the ta, you add alif and noon. Look at the question, the next question. Kam ajalatan للدراجة يا حامد. Now, الدراجة, we had that in one of the previous lessons. Let me just try to find it on a page over here in my book. It was a page that had loads of pictures and various objects in the feminine form the first time they introduced it. And that was on page 36 of my book, الدرس السادس. هذه. It says over there, هذه دراجة. This is a bike. Okay. So, but it's the first time we got this word here. عجلة. And عجلة are these 2 objects. No, they're not eyes. Naam, wheels, tires, sahih. Naam. There you go. Some art there for the brothers. Jayid. So here, this is ajalatun. Afwan, sorry about the writing. Slowly getting used to the trackpad. Ajalatun. هذه ajalatun. وهذه ajalatun. So the questioner says, Kam ajalatan. Because the word originally, the word finishes with ta marbuta. Even if it's mudhakkar or whether it's mudhakkar or mu'annath, still is going to have the 2 fathas on top of it. The only difference is that if it finishes with ta marbuta, you only put 2 fathas. as in the case of ajalatan. And if it doesn't finish with ta marbuta, it finishes with any other letter, then you have the alif at the end, and you have the two fathas. In actual fact, the two fathas go on the end letter, not on the alif. They go on the end letter, not on the alif. It's just a slight point of writing formation or imla. كم عجلة للدراجة يا حامد. Okay. How many wheels or tires, as the brother said, does a bicycle have? Oh, Hamidu. And he says, Laha, because the ha over here, the ha, this damir, what's it talking about? What's it pointing to? What's it referring to? No, I'm the bike. أحسنت جزاكم الله خيرا. للدراجة عجلتان. للدراجة عجلتان. لها عجلتان. And notice that this lam, if you join it to a noun, the actual word, you'll say li, للدراجة. Whereas if you join it to a dhamir, to a pronoun, you will say la, laha, not liha. And this is just for ease of pronunciation in Arabic, due to the ease of pronunciation. That's why. But the lam is the same. It's the lam of al milkiya, I mean the lam of ownership or possession. طيب. Then he says, Kam Eidan. So the word originally is Eid. Eidun. He says, Kam Eidan. How many Eids? في السنة are there in 1 year? يا زكريا. يا زكريا. Zakaria says, في السنة عيدان. في السنة عيدان. Okay. In a year, there are 2 Eids. He has the word Eid and just quite simply adds alif and noon at the end of it. And there's a kasra also on that noon. That kasra comes with the alif and noon. That's how it's fixed. Jayyid. And now we introduce the third thing, the third new aspect of this Dars al-Thamin Ashar, which is a new dhamir. Because previously we studied huwa, he. We studied hiya, her. We studied hum, them. And we also studied hunna, also them, but for feminine. And now we have a new one, huma. Huma. Everyone with me, please? Huma. And huma means they are they both. They both. Huma means they both. They both are, or they are. Afwan, where's that gone? They are عيد هما عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى. عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى. جيد. Couple of things to point out, extra things. Pick up along the way. We have over here the ya of an-nida. We also have the ya an-nida over here. We learned in a dars al-rabi' approximately that because of the ya, you're only going to have one dhamma. I apologize for the extra sound in the background. I'll turn that off, inshallah. One dhamma. Ya Hamidu. Above over here also. Ya Muhammadu. Because of the ya. But in this case, ya, what happens? In actual fact, nothing, because we can't see. No dhamma, kasra, fatha is going to be able to appear on an alif. So though it's in the state of having one dhamma, yeah, you don't pronounce it because it's not possible to pronounce it. So you say Ya Zakariya. And the same is, it's not because of the non-Arabic name, Akhil Kareem. Everyone, if I grab your, when I try to scroll on the chat, then the writing page goes, the actual text of the book goes up. So yes, Zakariya is a non-Arabic name, but that plays no relevance in this situation. Just it finishes with alif. Okay, so it gets pronounced as it is. And here's another example of a word that finishes with alif, though this is a different type of alif. This is alif maksur, which is an alif which looks like. Okay, I'll try that inshallah. So this is an alif which looks like a ya, but it's a ya without two dots. And this is a common mistake. People who try, they type Arabic on WhatsApp or different places, and they send messages in Arabic using the Arabic keyboard. They don't notice sometimes that that there are two types of these yas on the keyboard. One is with dots, one is without. And the one without, this is the one that you see here. It's actually an alif in the shape of a ya. It's called alif maksur. All right, maksur with a qaf and a sad, not maksur with a kaf and a sin, which means broken. Maksur meaning short. As you can see, it's not going tall, not up, it's down. It's a short alif, maksur. So alif maksur, when it comes at the end of a word, same situation. You can't pronounce or see or notice any vowel ending. So here, originally, what should this word be finishing in? What vowel point or what tashkil should it be finishing in? And why? Maybe I should ask that. نعم كسرة جيد. And the reason مضاف إليه. أحسنت وبارك الله فيك. Here you have the waw is a big clue, because this is عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى. If this is مضاف إليه, as you just said, then where is the مضاف? عيد. أحسنت. This is the مضاف. جزاك الله خيرا. أحسنت بارك الله فيكم. عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى. Now this adha, you're pronouncing it ha, because it's an alif. There's no way that you can get a kasra on that. Although this word is majroor. لأنه مضاف إليه. Okay? وعلامة جره, and the sign of it being majroor is kasratun muqaddaratun, is an assumed kasra. منع من ظهوره أو منع من ظهوره التعذر. It was prevented from appearing due to impossibility. فضل أخي أبو عبد الرب. You want to type it or you want to take the mic? Would you like to type it or take the mic, أخي? Maybe you give Abu Abdul Rab the mic, inshallah. I'm not sure if I have the ability to do so. So the admin will give you mic, inshallah. طيب تفضل.
Sir, I just there's a question lingering in my mind from like one month now. The name of Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu.
Yeah.
When you see in the ahadith, his name is written like Abi Hurairata. So
Yes.
although it is Abu Huraira, I mean, why is it kasra actually? Although
Why is it fatha?
mudafun ilayhi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
MashaAllah. Fantastic question. Okay, and in actual fact, Abu Abdul Rab, there is a good answer, good explanation for that, and I will defer the answer to a few more lessons, inshallah, because it's coming very soon.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So just
No problem.
you be patient with that one. Inshallah, it
Inshallah.
will come to you. Well noted. Very very good observations. And now we
Oh,
discovered the source of our sound interference. It was your mic. It's giving a background noise. Excellent. Okay, that's better. Okay, if you could just turn Abdul Qayyum's mic off, Akhi, for something, that'd be easier for us. Jazakallahu khairan. Shukran, Akhi Abdul Qayyum. Good question. Inshallah, we'll deal with Abu Hurairah. Why is it Abu Hurairah ta, not Abu Hurairah tin, for example? Inshallah, we'll deal with it as it's coming very soon. Tayyib. Those are the points that I mentioned over there so far, and everything else seems to be straightforward. It's just practice, except yeah, one more thing will be introduced in a couple of minutes, a couple of lines down. So let's just keep reading. Ya Ibrahim, what the teacher says. Abuka tajirun kabirun kam sayyaratan indahu. Abuka. I mean, that's an interesting question from a teacher in the class. Your dad's a big businessman. How many cars does he have? أبوك تاجر كبير كم سيارة عنده؟ Abu Maymun, I can't hear you, Akhi. It seems that your mic is not on. So Ibrahim says, عنده سيارتان. تفضل أبو ميمون.
Alhamdulillah. Where you want me to begin from?
What are you saying? I don't know. You,
أنا آسف أستاذ من فضلك. I thought
is
you
it the
wanted
wrong?
me to read.
Is it the wrong chat? Are you typing in the wrong chat?
No, لا لا والله العظيم. ما شاء الله. Oh والله, I always good time with you. ما شاء الله. بارك الله فيكم.
You
Okay.
want to do some reading, yeah?
نعم. Yeah.
Go ahead. Bismillah. No, it
I
wasn't planned,
which
but
one?
Bismillah. No harm. We're here where the tick
Ismail.
is. You see the tick? Al Mudarrisu, Ya Ibrahim.
Okay.
You see my
Okay.
tick?
No. But no, the screen is messing up, so looking at the book because I can't see the screen. Even though I minimized it, wallahi alim.
Ya
It's
Ibrahimu. Go ahead.
okay. Okay, ya Ibrahimu, abuka tajirun kabirun kam mustajiran indahu, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, Jayid. So you have the that version of the book. Let me see if
Yeah, I
that's the
have an
same as
old. I
mine.
think that's an old version, right?
No, I think it may be the newer one. It makes
Oh,
more
okay.
sense. Kam matjaran. How many shops does he have? Is it or have they changed it? Let's have a look. The one that
Okay,
I
yeah.
have.
What that word? Yeah, because it's meme ta jim ra
Matjaran.
matjaran
Matjaran. Yeah,
matjaran.
shops. Matjar, yeah, like place of tijara. You know,
Okay,
masjidan, place of sujud.
matjaran.
Matjar, place of tijara. Yeah,
Mat.
and I also have the same as you. In my printed book, which is quite old, it says, Kam matjaran indahu. And in the printed book, the one we have on screen, it says, Kam sayyaratan
Oh, Kam
indahu.
Sayaratan. Okay. So what's the
Which is
meaning of
fine.
this? Mat
Matjar, shop,
shop. Okay.
store. Store,
Store. Okay.
as you guys would say in the States, store.
Mat Matjaran.
No.
Okay.
As you can look, you might notice that in that word, you have three key letters, ta, jim, and ra.
Naam.
Okay? And that's the same three letters that you have in tajirun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah. So the same letters are in tajirun. Ta, jim, and ra are there. So something related. So meme, when you put a meme before a word like that, it's either the place that you're doing it. It's usually the place that you're doing it.
Oh,
So matajar,
subhanallah.
the place that you're doing the tijara. And look at the word sajda. Sajada, seen,
Naam.
jim, dal.
Naam.
And you put a meme in front of it.
Masjidan.
Masjid, place of doing
Prostration. Yeah.
sujud. Yeah.
Sujud. Yeah. Naam.
So that,
Wallahu
yeah.
Akbar, man. This is beautiful.
No, this. is. That, sorry, brothers. Basically, my printed version or my most printed version, we have this word matjar instead of sayara. Matjaran. No. So that's hence he was asking about the meaning of that word. Valid question. So and because he hasn't got the, it's not up on the screen. So kam sayyaratan indahu does he have? And then he says indahu. Go ahead, Akhi Kareem.
سيارة. Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Read it, inshallah. Read it as you have it.
أنا or Abdul Karim?
Naam, Abu Maymun.
Oh, okay. عنده مت متجران كبيران. Right?
Naam. جيد.
Is it? That was a little
عنده
difficult because go ahead.
عنده متجران kabirani. And this is interesting because the mudaf, afwan, the na'at, it follows the man'ut as we said in everything. So
Mm.
that word is mudhakkar, matjar. The kabirani is also mudhakkar, is masculine. And that one is muthanna, is two, is dual. Then the na'at is also muthanna. On the screen, the example that you guys have is sayyaratani. Kam sayyaratan indahu. And he says عنده سيارتان كبيرتان, two big cars. وسيارتان صغيرتان, and two small cars. جيد. تفضل أخي, keep going.
Um,
Or maybe I can ask, go ahead. I'll ask someone else to read after you, inshallah.
all right, inshallah. كم نافذات في غرفتك يا إسماعيل؟
في,
في
again.
غرفتك.
Oh, Sajid gets it right. He says تيكا, غرفة تيكا. Why يا أخي ساجد?
غرفتك. Oh, I said it wrong, right?
You said غرفتك because of jar, because of harful jar, because of fi.
Yeah.
غرفتي, غرفتي, and it's mudaf, so only one kasra, and then joining it with a kaf, which is mudafun ilayhi. So غرفتك, غرفتك في كم نافذة في غرفتك. And do we have the meaning of nafidatun? I'm sure this word has passed.
Window, right?
No, I think we have it here. We had, maybe we should have been introduced in الدرس الرابع,
It's
عفوا
windows.
الدرس السادس, when we had
The,
هذه. Just checking if we had it in those pictures.
yeah. So he's saying,
Went
how
back.
many windows does your room have?
نعم, how many windows does your room have? جيد. كم نافذة في غرفتك يا إسماعيل. And then he says
فيها نافذتان.
جيد فيها نافذتان. How many is that أخي الكريم? How many windows is that? Abu Maymun?
2 windows. اثنين.
Two windows. جزاك الله خيرا.
Yeah.
طيب أخي, who's taking the reading? Let me give the mic to someone. And Abu Awwal or Sajid, someone else, whoever wants to take the mic, just give us an indication, and then you can finish off the reading of that line, inshallah. Is everyone okay with the mic?
No.
Muzammil, give it to Abu Awwal and Sajid, and to whoever takes it first can take it, inshallah. Because you have to actually agree to take the mic. It's not like the previous one. طيب. Go ahead, Akhi Abu Awwal, go ahead.
لمن هفاني دفتران.
جيد. لمن هذان الدفتران. And this is the fourth thing being introduced. Abu Awwal, Jazakallahu khairan. The fourth thing being introduced in this lesson is this word over here, هذان, which is the dual version of هذا. The dual version of هذا. So لمن هذان الدفتران. Now, because this dal is harf shamsi, as you might recall from Dars al-Thalith, from the early classes. So this kasra here will join onto that dal. And then it will, how will it go, Abu Awwal? Can you read it?
الدفتان
Yeah, liman
لمن
هذان.
هذان دفتران
جيد. أحسنت بارك الله فيك. لمن هذان الدفتران. لمن هذان الدفتران. From the noon, you go directly onto the dal. You sit on the dal for a second because you're doubling it up with the shadda, and then you say ad-daftarani. So what's the original word here, the singular word?
دفترون
Daftarun. Daftar, barakallah fiqh, which is a notebook. Jayid. And I told the brothers before, we did mention that this word in Urdu actually means office. Whereas in Arabic, it has a different meaning, so not to be confused. Daftar in Arabic actually means notebook, and office means, or notepad. Ahsant akhi Abu Abdul Rabb. And office means is maktab. And interesting, because this book, our book here, at the beginning in Dars al-Awwal, it says هذا مكتب, referring to a desk, study desk. That's correct. Maktabun is a study desk, and maktabun actually is also an office, as opposed to maktabatun with a ta marbuta, which means bookstore or bookshop or library. Maktabatun with the ta marbuta. So this small subtleties of the language, inshallah, you'll pick it up as you're going along, and as you're reading, you read more and more. Yeah, brothers, I'm sure, alhamdulillah, we've been on this journey together for a long time, and I'm hoping that you're not restricting yourselves just to this weekly 40, 45 minutes of a class, and you're doing whatever else you can to attain and acquire the language. Inshallah, you're doing more and exposing yourselves and reading and listening. Uh, you know, if it's that will only help you to improve, inshallah. But just as a personal advice, if you're listening to Islamic sources or reading Islamic sources, then you have to just make sure it's authentic, and don't just be don't be hasty and say, oh, this is all I have at the time being, because you don't want to pick up a misunderstanding on of Islam while learning Arabic. Different to if you're listening, for example, to the news, or if you're reading, for example, an Arabic newspaper, general knowledge or something like that, which is fine. طيب أخي Abu, I will continue inshallah. لمن هذان الدفتران, who do these two notebooks belong to? Then Ali says,
هم لي
جيد, but just read it without the shadda. Just go light on the meme.
هم لي
Yeah, huma li. أحسنت. جزاك الله خيرا. هما لي. بارك الله فيك. طيب. طيب يا إخوة. I'd like to go now to the next page.
There it goes. I can see it now.
Oh, good. Alhamdulillah. So, shall I get the brothers to answer these questions? Okay, Muzammil, can we give everyone a mic, please? I know that there's just Abu Abdul Rabb, if you could just mute your mic, because there was some disturbance coming on. And when it's time for you to read, then you switch your mic on, inshallah, then you can switch it off again. That will, just in case the feedback or the disturbance comes back. So go ahead, inshallah, if that's okay with you, Akhi Muzammil, give everyone the mic, and then we'll give everyone one of these questions, inshallah. Tayyib, okay, Sajid. So what they want you to do, they want you to answer the question using the dual. Okay, so we'll have Sajid and Abu Maymoon. Abu Maymoon, if you could ask the question, and Sajid, if you could answer the question.
Uh,
Okay.
we I think
Hold
we
on.
missed a part in the beginning of the page. It says it talks about Haza and Hatani.
Oh yeah, we just missed Sahih. You're right. You're right. At the end of the at the end of the line, Sahih, Sahih. Ahsan, Sajid, go ahead and read it, please.
Liman Hatani al Mistaratani Humali.
Jayyid, Ahsant. That's a very good point. So basically, Hatani, this is the fifth thing that's being introduced in this class. And Hatani is the Muthanna, the dual of Hadihi. Okay, so we have Hada, Hadani. We have Hadihi and Hatani. And just pay attention to the spelling, inshallah, of that, my
You said this
brothers.
is mu'annath?
This is not, it's Mu'annath, which means feminine, and
Okay.
it's also Muthanna, which means dual.
Okay.
Yeah? So it's Muthanna, dual. Hatani, two. Who are these two? To whom do these two al-mistaratani belong to? So what's the original word here?
هذه
What's the original word, my brothers?
Mistaratun
Mistaratun, ahsant. And what does it mean?
scale.
I'm trying to draw it over here right now. I
Scale.
think,
Ruler.
yeah, you
Scale.
call it a scale, and we usually call it a ruler. Now, and it's the same basically, yeah, a ruler or a scale. Sahih. Some people call it a foot rule. Different words for the same thing, mashallah. Okay, so هذه مسطرة. The teacher says لمن هاتان yeah,
Liman
because of
Hatani
the,
Mistaratani.
yeah. So this is harf qamari. So you're going to pronounce the lam. لمن هاتان المسطرتان. لمن هاتان المسطرتان. He says هما لي. And the point to note here, which may be the sixth point in the lesson, that huma is used for masculine as well as feminine. Because the previous thing said, liman hadhani daftarani. Who do these two notepads belong to? Jayid? He said, huma. They both belong to me. Ali said. And then he said, liman hatani al-mistaratani is mu'annath, is feminine. Who do these two rulers belong to? And he said, huma li. Yunus says, huma li. They both belong to me. So therefore, huma is for mudhakkar as well as mu'annath, masculine as well as feminine. Jayyid? Tayyib, alhamdulillah. Okay, Abu Maymoon, if you could do the reading of the question, Sajid, if you could answer the question using the muthanna form.
كم
So
قلما عندك؟
Sajid?
okay. Huma Li. So
The
how
answer
many?
is
Kalman Indi. Kalaman Indi.
Indi. So just go back to the text. Let's go back to the text. And he says over here, Kam akhan laka. Kam ukhtan laka. Later on he said, we don't have the same example of عندك. Yeah, where is it? Yes. Kam sayyaratan indahu. He says indahu sayyaratani. So here he says
So
kam kalaman
Indi
indaka.
Kalaman.
Kalamani.
Kalamani. Okay, Indi
جيد.
Kalamani.
عندي قلماني. أحسنت. بارك
Indi
الله فيك أخي ساجد. Good.
Indi
That's a
Kalamani.
good answer. عندي قلماني. طيب. أخي مزمل, can I get Abdul Qayyum to have the mic as well, please? طيب, Sajid, if you could read question number 2, Abu Awwal, if you could answer the question.
كم كتابا عندك؟
كتابا
كم كتابا عندك؟
عندك. جيد.
كم كتابا عندك؟
بارك الله فيك. تفضل أخي أبو أول.
لي وعندي كتابان.
أحسنت وبارك الله فيك. Abu Abdul Rab, is the mic coming to you? Okay, عندي كتابان. Where is Abu Abdul Rab? He disappeared. Allahu Akbar. Okay.
But I have a,
That
I have
ruined
a
my
question. I have a question.
that ruined my plan. Go ahead, go ahead.
Because it was mentioned that, right, the you use inda when you're referring to things, right? And
Yeah,
then the lamb when it's the but not the lamb. Yeah, the
people.
lamb when you refer to people, right?
لي or لك.
Yeah,
Yeah. لي
yeah.
لك.
So why wouldn't it be uh li kitabani instead of
Mm.
in the
should be عندي كتابان.
kitabani?
Yeah, because it seems that because it's not people, meaning Li is for like brothers, father, sister, you know, that which is your family, part of you. Whereas these are objects.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's. But the question that I was expecting that you were going to ask is why in the text does it say "Kam ajalatan lid darajati," and then he said "laha." Yeah, he didn't say "inda darajati," and he said "indaha."
Hmm.
You get that? That question crossed my mind while I was reading it, and I was expecting the question to come out. Is that actually the question that you were indicating also, Abu Awwal?
No, I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to when to
Okay,
use
okay.
when to use
Is
lamb
it?
and when to use
No.
in the.
And the yeah. So the rule that the book is indicating to us, it showed us earlier in some previous lessons, that when you're talking about family members, how many brothers do you have, sisters do you have? Then you use the lam. And when you're talking about your possessions, car, house, pencil, pen, yeah, then you
Hmm.
use inda, yeah.
No,
And but as an extended part of the answer over here, what this lesson teaches actually is that the two wheels of a bike, but they belong to the bike. So they don't say how many wheels does the bike own. It says how many wheels does the bike have. So I think that's probably the subtle difference between lam and inda.
see when up in the lesson, right,
Yeah,
where it says wakam uktani laka, right, and
nam.
then okay, it, the response was li uktani, right?
Sahih, sahih.
So so
I have
so
two sisters.
right. So being that that's a human, right? You use li.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying, right?
yeah. That's what we're saying. Yes, exactly. That's correct. Because it's more of having rather than owning or possessing. Is that okay, أخي أبو أول?
Now,
Is that clear, inshallah?
inshallah.
طيب. بارك الله فيك. Okay, so I was then going to ask Abu Awwal to read the question 3, and then I was going to ask Abu Abdullah, but he's left. Oh, he's come back. If you can take the mic, it'd be great. In the meantime, Abu Maymoon, you'll be answering, inshallah, question 3, please. Go ahead, Abu Awwal.
كم سبورة في فصلكم.
جيد أحسنت بارك الله فيك. And sabura means saburatun means
Chalkboard.
Blackboard.
Blackboard. Yeah.
no
Blackboard.
exactly yeah whiteboard or yeah
Chalkboard. Whatever. Yeah, something like that.
go ahead.
سبورة في فصل.
عندي سبورتان في فصلكم.
Aha, be careful akhi, you gotta think of it. Think of
We,
the combination here. Because he didn't ask you Kam saburatan indaka. How many do you have? What do you own? He says
Oh,
Fi
how many?
faslikum.
we
Oh, in the
firstly.
classroom. Uh,
Your classroom. All you all.
man. سبورتان في
So what's
فصل.
the opposite of, because over here indaka the opposite is indi.
Yeah,
Over here
عندي
kum faslikum the opposite is,
فصلكي
how many whiteboards in your room, your classroom?
في
عندنا
You're gonna
فصل.
say in our.
Right?
Naam Sajid?
في فصلك.
عندنا
Oh, عندنا يا
عندنا
عندنا في
Yeah,
فصلكم.
not actually indana because there's no inda in the question. You're gonna use fi,
فصلكم. سبحان الله.
brothers.
Oh yeah, okay, okay. سبورتان في فصلنا.
Barakallahu feek.
في فصلنا.
But yeah, you say fi faslina sabburatani. في فصلنا سبورتان. جيد. أحسن الله عليكم. طيب. Uh, Abu Maymun, if you could ask the question to Sajid.
كم ريالا عندك الآن يا ليلى? Is that right?
That's
Yeah.
correct. Very good reading, alhamdulillah. Can Abdul Qayyum get the mic, please? Can we have one more attempt on that? Because this may have to be the last question. Mamaki, go ahead. Sajid.
Yes. In the ريالان.
جيد.
الآن.
عندي الآن عندي الآن عندي الآن
عندي الآن ريالان.
ريالان.
ريالان. Sorry.
جيد أحسنت
عندي
جزاك الله
الآن
خيرا.
ريالان.
Even though أخي Sajid, you know, it seems like you're interacting with Arabic in maybe in talking to people quite possibly, and obviously when we talk to people in Arabic we don't usually pronounce the last sound. That's how it is. But we're emphasizing the last sound over here because the last sound for us carries a lot of meaning, and it's teaching us, a number of things. So we're
Yes.
focusing on that. But obviously later on,
Yeah.
when you're interacting with people, you're not going to be using the end sound, inshallah. But it does actually teach us a lot. Hence the
Yeah.
emphasis. Jazakallah khairan. Tayyib, Abu Abdurrab still hasn't got the mic. Sajid, if I can ask you to read the question to Abu Awal, please. This will be the last question for the evening, my brothers. Sajid.
Uh, كم كم أختان لك يا علي. يا علي.
Ukht. What's the original word?
كم أختان لك يا علي.
Yeah.
كم أختان لك يا علي. يا علي
Yeah.
يو.
Ali, you accent.
يا علي
See,
يو.
now I need to know whether you understand. Yeah, now I need to know whether you grasp that rule of the ya and nida. So yeah, I need to hear a dhamma there. Ya Ali, you. Jayid. And the answer is Abu Awal.
لي
لي.
لي أختان.
لي أختان.
Ahsant. Ahsant. Barakallahu feek. Li ukhtani. جزاكم الله خيرا يا إخوتي وبارك الله فيكم. We're going to call it night there inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your learning. And what I would actually like you brothers to do is to access the rest of the exercises in this lesson and read them and record them and send them, inshallah. Record them and send them to me
Okay.
via WhatsApp. Okay? Now, either you can download the book from the internet, or you can just take a screenshot of what you have right now while we flip through the next few pages. You know, whichever you guys prefer. How do you want to do it?
So you want to start? You
Or
want us to send it
or
from where we left off at?
yeah, but I'm just considering now. Muzammil, what's your advice, brother? Would you prefer that we do this exercise together in class next week, inshallah? And what do the rest of you guys prefer? Or would you prefer just to read it yourselves and send it across?
I mean, I would prefer both because it helps, with mistakes. If I make any mistakes on my own, and you can always be,
Yeah.
because that you help
Okay, Jayed.
tremendously. That's
Okay,
that.
okay. So working together also makes a difference. So
Yeah.
maybe we can do both. Maybe we can do both, inshallah. So
Okay.
I'll get the brothers to read. I'll ask everyone to read it, inshallah, and send it. And also we'll go over it in class next week. Once you've read it once or twice by yourselves, then there will be a quicker exercise to go through them, inshallah. Hopefully we'll be able to go through them
Yes.
and continue with the Dars al-Tasi' Ashar, lesson 19, if we have time. Otherwise, that could be just the lesson there, going over the exercises and making sure we've understood it. And interesting point over here, question number 11. Just to finish it with, he says over here, Kam akhan laka. How many brothers do you have? And the muthanna of akh is
Ikhwan.
akhawani. Akhawani. Right? That's not an easy one to grasp. So, yeah, people get confused with this one because the plural, jama, is ikhwani. Ikhwani. And this one is akhawani. With three fathas.
Three fathas.
جيد? Yeah, fatha on the alif, fatha on the kha, fatha
Uh
on
huh.
the waw.
Okay. And there's after the
Akha,
while there comes an alif, and then nun.
exactly. Then it goes
Okay.
long. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I spelt it right. I just
akhawani.
want to make sure. Mashallah.
جيد. akhawani. طيب. So over here in brackets they said al akhu muthannahu, the dual of al akh is akhawani. And the rest, inshallah, hopefully straightforward. I'm gonna just type my WhatsApp number.
I think I have it still, inshallah. Yes, I do.
There you go. You're welcome just to read those messages. After one, read those exercises and send them to me by WhatsApp, by voice note, inshallah. And I'll try my best to listen to them. And if I can give feedback, it'd be great. Otherwise, we'll save the feedback for the class next week, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
والله أعلم وصلى اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. And I do apologize in advance, just in case next week there isn't a class, because I'm traveling early the next morning, and anything might pop up the night before. Just in case, but from up till now there is a class, inshallah, and hopefully that will continue. In any case, Muzamil, mashallah, is consistent. If I'm not there, at least the class will be on, inshallah, one form or another.
Inshallah.
طيب, someone asking a question in the background.
You acting up now. You got your little desk and everything now. You just gonna act up.
طيب, طيب, brothers. Sorry about that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Alaikum
wa
salam wa
barakatuh.
rahmatullahi wa
Hayakum Allah.
barakatuh.
Wait for a second. It just finished up though.
Oh, so you see that when you do video?
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And brother, the teacher, he's in Saudi.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and the administrator, he's in